Hello, and welcome to the next episode of the Spirit and Soul podcast. Today, we have such a special guest. We have my friend, Chellie Carlson, and she's going to talk to us all about style and how that really plays into like manifesting and healing. I'm really excited for this conversation. Chellie, welcome to the podcast.
I'm so excited to be here with you and to dive into this topic that I'm so passionate about.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your story? How did you get where you are now?
Right. Well, I grew up on a farm in Missouri. I got the love of fashion from my mother. She loved style. She always encouraged me to, get dressed, to feel good, to, express myself through style. I studied it in college in Missouri. So I got a fashion degree from Central Missouri State, then moved to Chicago for 21 years. And I started working for a lingerie brand. And I worked for that lingerie brand for 20 years. And it was perfect, connecting the dots backwards. It was the perfect, opportunity for me to meet women and learn about women's bodies, what we're struggling with. And I would meet women in the fitting rooms who would come in and, just there's so much shame around breasts. And most of my really full busted women wanted to be smaller. A lot of my smaller busted women wanted to be larger. So I would help them find the perfect bras that would, suit their bodies, make them look and feel their best. And afterwards they would hug me. Some were in tears and they said, Chellie, what you just did for my bras, I need you to do for my entire wardrobe. So that's where the idea came about. And I created business cards, launched a website, and I side hustled for almost a year and a half, less than 2 years. I side hustled, building up a book of business. And I got to a place where I was making more money with my side hustle than I was my retail job. And I decided it's time. I had really no savings when I founded. I was like, I'm just going to do this. I believe this is meant for me. So I founded 2 weeks before COVID hit.
Wow.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
So for 2 weeks, my business was booming. I was taking off. I had a lot of clients. I was loving it. And then the stores shut down. The world shut down. And it was the perfect gift for me to where I got to focus more inward on myself for that, I guess, almost year and a half. And I ultimately we had mutual termination with the company. So fortunately, I had unemployment. So I was on unemployment for about a year and a half. And I also was still working with a few clients on the side. And the game changed when in 2021, I invested in my first coach. So I hired a coach. She was a stylist coach. She helped me create my 3-step methodology that I use to this day. And at that point, at 2021 in August, I hired my first assistant and intern. And then my business took off at that point to where
Amazing.
I was booked and busy. I was traveling a lot, clients all over the country, and really growing. And then I joined a mastermind in 2022, and I feel like that was the next big, scary. I put in all of my savings for this mastermind, and I got 10x from it.
Wow.
So that was game changing. I did that for 2 years. And then in 2023, about a year and a half ago, I chose to move to Los Angeles, where I currently live. And I built a new team here. I moved here with no clients. And I ended up having the biggest year of my career, biggest month of my career in August when I moved, because all of my Chicago clients wanted to work with me in LA in the fall. So the universe took care of me. I hired a beautiful team that I still, I have some same team today. And yeah, LA is home, but I get to travel all over. And this is all I do is this 3-step one-on-one work. And then I have a membership right now too. So that's my little story. of
I
what
love
went
that.
down. Yes.
Yeah, and that's not a little story. That's such a transformation story, Chellie. Like that's amazing how you kind of just like it's like one person. Like all of a sudden it's just like that one person's permission, right? To
Right.
like something that was probably
No.
like bubbling in your heart a little bit and then all of a
Yes.
sudden it's like one person's permission slip that's like wow.
Right. For years I was playing small. Like I knew when I was staying in that job, and I know a lot of women are out there trying to figure out their purpose. I found my gift at the age of 40. So if I can do it at 40, you can do it at any age. And I remember for 5 years at least in my role with the lingerie brand, I just felt I knew there was something more for me. And it just was, I got so uncomfortable playing small that finally, when I broke free, it all came to me over time.
Wow. Wow. And I think that's so important too. It's like you kind of have to go through that little
Yeah.
bit of like that, that I don't want to say breakdown because you didn't break down, but it was like this, like, oh my gosh, like, and you're faced with these like two things and you really have to kind of take that leap and like start to then decide and discover who you are. And that's where I think that the breakdown really comes in. It's like this breaking down of this personality or this person that we thought that we were in order to become somebody else. And I feel like in doing that, I'm sure that you can probably agree that you just all of a sudden transform into this next level version of you.
Yes, it was intense. And
Wow.
now I get to help other people use, and I changed my style at that time. I up leveled everything because I wanted to attract a higher level client, and I knew I had to become her fast and
Yeah.
dress like her.
So
Mm-hmm.
what do you see as far as like, as you're styling other people and what do you see as their own transformations as they're walking through the process? Because I think that people don't, it's like you don't realize how big of a role your style plays in how you show up in the world and also in your manifestations. So I
Oh,
would love to hear from you,
oh
like
gosh, I see
what
so
you see.
many. I feel that the root of a lot of I mostly work with women, and the root of this comes down to self worth. And
Mm,
I have transformed my self worth, and now I get to help others do the same. So I was in scarcity for 20 plus years. I was making no money in retail, but I still felt like I was living a great life. And that was, I believe, like that was my level of self worth. And then now looking back at it, I've created an entirely different life of abundance, of my dream clients, my dream life. And I feel that when women, it comes down to investing in ourselves, that this is the
mm,
bottom line. So after I invested in myself, the universe answered, listened, and all of the things that I was desiring started coming through. So with the wardrobe, and I feel a lot of women are held back by, I'm not worthy of this. I'm not at that perfect weight yet. I don't deserve this. I clothes don't really matter. A lot of women think that there's this like, clothes don't matter, but actually they do. It's self-care. I feel like it's deeper than clothes, right? So I think self-worth is the through line of the work I do with women, is helping them. We ultimately go back to childhood and discuss, ultimately from your mother, you learned how to get dressed. You learned, what is appropriate, what's not appropriate, what you are deserving of from your mother. And then ultimately you've carried those stories throughout your adult life, and they're running the show right now. So it's really understanding those limiting beliefs that are holding you back. And typically for women, it's about our bodies. I can't wear sleeveless. My arms aren't good enough. Chellie, I can't wear shorts. This is a consistent theme I hear from women. I can't show my legs. I'm, I have saggy skin on my knees. My legs just aren't good enough. And they've been from society also these beliefs that have been ingrained in us from the matrix or from ex-partners, whoever, even from childhood, if someone said something to you, it's still running the show. So ultimately, I get to know what those beliefs are, and then I set you free to let go of all of those and to find what's authentic to you. And then once you start wearing these pieces, like setting your arms free, setting your legs free, you set yourself free to attract all of those things you want in your life. And it's a physical vision board that we're using with, style as the tool we're using.
Wow. Wow.
So
Like as you're talking, I'm like getting teary eyed. I'm not even joking.
oh, did it anything
Yeah, because it's
resonate?
deeply personal. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, and I think that honestly, basically our audience is a larger majority is women, and I feel
Yeah.
like you probably just hit
Yep.
a chord with every single woman that is listening right now, because I
Yes.
think we all have a story around
We
our
do.
bodies. And
Yes.
I love how you kind of pointed out and say, well, yeah, that story is going to start with your mother, right?
It
Because
is.
it's true. Like I kind of never really thought about it that way, but absolutely, like it 1,000,000% starts there, because she's the one that's
Who teaches
dressing you
you?
and
Yes.
yeah, and like giving you the permission slip also to like what you
Yeah.
can wear and
Right. And
what
if your
not to
mother
wear.
growing up, if she said you can only buy sale, you only deserve this sale product piece, we can't shop full price, only sale because we don't deserve this. Like that story is going to continue throughout your life, and you're going to keep running that story until we break that cycle and let
Wow.
that go. It's intense. So this is a healing journey. And I've back to the body dysmorphia. I can speak, we could do a whole podcast on body dysmorphia, because I've struggled with it my whole life. And this is something that my size zeros have it just as bad as my size 22s. There's nobody's safe from this. And so, for example, me, like I spent most of my skinny years feeling fat. And I know a
Mm-hmm.
lot of women relate to this, possibly you, where I
Mm-hmm.
never felt like, looking back at photos when I was small, I always didn't, I felt big, and I felt like I was not good enough. And I didn't feel like I was hiding certain parts of my body, trying to just cover them because I didn't feel in my head they were good enough. But it's all in our mind, right? And we've been taught this standard that is, unrealistic. And we spend most of our days, unfortunately, worried about how we look in our bodies. When my job is to help us feel, no matter what we're wearing, just feel and look our best and feel safe in our bodies, because that's, I've done the work on myself to get here. I'm 45. It's taken me a long time to get to this place where I can now help other women feel like I get to feel now, which is free and confident in whatever size I am. I feel good right now.
Yeah, I recently released about 50 pounds, and yeah, and
50.
I 50, 50, yeah, over the course of like time, I started with like, doing a few different things with Wild Fit, but that's where it all started for me. And I really, when I started to look at, it was really when it started was honestly when I was going on my entrepreneurial journey. I was like midway through it, and I was like, I need to start showing up as the version of me that I see in the future, and like that I have to show up in the style and the clothes that I want to be wearing. And I realized that as I was like going through all of this, that it was so much, it wasn't just about releasing the weight. It was like a healing journey of itself. And I saw some pictures of myself when I was like younger.
Yeah.
And I know at the time, Chellie, like I was not doing the right thing by food. Like I was barely eating anything and like I was working out a lot. And I
Starving
remember I'm
yourself.
looking,
Yep.
yeah. And I'm looking at that version of me and I'm like, my God, like that version of me was so skinny to the point like where I know, like, it's funny because I was getting compliments like, you look amazing, you look great. But I'm
Yeah.
looking at myself, I'm like, I was way too skinny and I thought I was still overweight,
Still overweight. Yep.
still overweight.
I,
And now I was like looking at
it's,
myself like, damn, am I, like, what was
if
I
only we could
thinking?
feel, yes. It is so hard as women. It's never good enough. And we have this, it's constant
Yeah.
pressure.
And I feel like even then I was so much more into like clothing and style. And then as I started to like go through the journey of like having children and all of, and like that journey, that definitely shifted. And I started to become, I now am looking back on it as you're talking about all of this and saying like, I was really unworthy. I also hate it. I was working in corporate America and I hated my job. So I did not
Yeah,
care about how I looked
of course.
at all. So I'm sure
Yep.
that, do you see that a lot where people just
Oh,
like, as they are unhappy in their lives, that
yes.
correlates to how they
Yes. It's
show
more
up?
that they want to just blend in with everybody else, because by blending in with everyone else, you will not get judged. You will not get critiqued for what you wear. People want to keep you right down here. They want you to just wear the oversized fabrics, hide your body. If you look in any way like you're going to stand out, people will come at you and
Mm,
you have to be ready for it.
so true.
Yes.
So true. Yeah. So like then now I was like starting to take it a little bit more seriously. And now like since just, talking to you, like I knew it was something in the back of my mind that this is something that I want to do. And I want like a stylist and I want to start going down this road because the next level version of me is calling for it. Like she's calling and reaching out for it. And I know we had that conversation. It's like, yes, we can feel it. That's
You can
on the
feel it.
horizon. Yeah. So like, as far as the healing journey goes
Yeah,
of through style, how would you say somebody at home can kind of start to look at
yeah,
what they're doing or what they're wearing and how can they start making shifts?
absolutely. I think I like to start with, it's in the closet. We got to start by editing. So I suggest every woman needs to buy an Amazon rolling rack. Go on Amazon, get a rolling rack. We are going to we got to bring out the clothes from the closet. And every season we need to edit. We need to go through and do a ruthless edit of every category in your closet. I
I
find
love that
so
it's
many
ruthless.
women, yes, it's ruthless. We need
It's
a ruthless
ruthless.
edit. This isn't just, let's do a little light edit. No, ladies. I find over half of the pieces, I'd say 60% of what's currently in your closet needs to go. It's just stagnant energy. It's your past self. You're holding on to things that are dated or old. They don't serve you. You've got to get them out of your space because we can't wear the beautiful pieces because we can't see them typically. Our closets are pretty much a snapshot of what's going on in our lives. And I know for most of us, you walk in that closet and it is somewhat of a disaster. It's stressful. It's tension when you walk in that closet. So by decluttering and removing anything that doesn't serve you, we're clearing that out. We've got to leave space for the new, to attract the new potentially, but let's focus on what you love. I know more than likely there's some beautiful pieces in your closet. You just can't see them. So how are you going to wear them if you can't see them? And we have to have our closets sorted by season. We cannot have fall, winter, spring, summer all mixed together, ladies. I don't care if you're in Florida or Montana, you've got to seasonally organize your closet based on your market and the season. So we only need front and center the pieces that you're going to be wearing right now. It's just analysis paralysis. If you have too many to choose from, you're going to get overwhelmed and then you make poor choices. So let's clear the clutter, organize by season. And then my next suggestion is go ahead. I know there's some beautiful pieces in there that you love. Let's pull out maybe 10 to 15 pieces, put it on the rack. And then my challenge to you is to style looks based on that one little group of clothes. That's a little capsule for you. I guarantee if you work with those pieces, you can create 15 to 20 looks that you love. And that it's taking time to do this. I know, ladies, none of us have a lot of time, but I'm telling you, you invest this time editing, reorganizing, and styling some looks. You do not need to go shopping. Shopping is not the answer. Typically, we're stuffing our holes with more shopping. Mm-hmm. Just like we overeat, we overshop. It's not going to cure your style problem. We need to get to the root of what that is for you. So stop shopping, style and wear what you own. And then you're going to start finding some of these pieces become more of your signature pieces. And I want you to outfit repeat those pieces and style them in different ways. So it's really just utilizing what you own and outfit repeating. You know, again, society tells us you're not good enough if you don't have the newest, greatest thing. It's a lie. Everything you have in your closet is good enough. You just need to wear it and outfit repeat it. The most stylish women in the world are outfit repeaters. So just wear things. I love, I wear the same necklace every day. I wear the same pieces over and over again because I find things I love and then I just wear them on repeat. Instead of
I love that. Like Chellie, I love this because in this way of thinking, we're shaking up our current reality. Totally. Shaking up that reality.
Yep. What you're doing right now is not working. So by editing, wearing what you have, and maybe doing some tailoring rather than investing in new clothes, let's take some of the pieces that you own. Maybe you need to do some hems, like adjust your hems, go invest in tailoring, go to your dry cleaner. If you tailor a few pieces, they can look like beautiful designer garments that are tailored to your body. So it just, again, takes more time and energy to go do that work, but it pays off.
Yeah. So like, what do you think? Is that I actually kind of love the way that this episode is kind of in this conversation is really going almost from like the past into the present and now like kind of looking at the future. So what do you think that the correlation is between your style and the person that you want to be, like your dream self?
I think it's so connected. It's so powerful. It's a physical vision board. You know, you're telling others when you get dressed, you ultimately are telling others how to treat you. You're telling others, this is who I am. This is where I'm going. This is who I'm becoming based on how you take care of yourself and what you choose to put on your body. I wish it wasn't the way it is, but this is the reality. It matters. And then most importantly, I think a lot of your audience are entrepreneurs, right? So I'll veer off a little bit to signature style, where the more you show up in a consistent signature style, you're just building more trust with your audience. And ultimately, you're going to save money by buying fewer pieces, outfit repeating, and building trust. People trust people who show up consistently in the same manner. That's who they want to buy from.
I love that idea.
But the future self. So I make a lot of my decisions based on who I'm becoming. And I also do this for my clients. I will be styling Tiffany for who she is in 3 to 5 years. The
Yeah.
past Tiffany, that's done. And so now it's a matter of when we do style you in these new next level pieces, when we invest in them, there could be discomfort. This is where, okay, yes, Tiffany, we're going to invest in something that Tiffany in 3 to 5 years is ultimately investing in, but we're going to do it right now. And you're going to know that ultimately by making this investment, you're going to attract all of that abundance 10 times faster by dressing for her now, because you will feel like her right now. So it will come to you faster. That time frame is going to collapse because you feel already like her because of the wardrobe that you're choosing.
So Chellie, I freaking love this. I don't know if I told you the story, but I did this. So like, this is something that I did. So I'm telling you, everybody at home that's listening to this right now, this works. And I do this all the time. And since even just speaking to Chellie, even before we actually started, like hit record, I was telling her about just 1 week in her Style Society, her membership that she has. I've already just decided to show up differently. And it's like the next level version of me that Chellie and I were speaking about, like what she's wearing, what she wears, what she looks like. And already things have shifted, been put into gear differently. People are like giving me compliments like, wow, like your style lately is amazing. I'm like, thank you. You know, like, like it's just, yeah, just
You're
showing up
receiving
differently. Yeah.
differently.
But it works. And when you see like suddenly when you have like all of the things that you've been asking for and like that you've been asking the universe for, suddenly like when you're like when you receive those things and you're actually showing up as her and all of a sudden they collapse, the timelines collapse and they come together, it is the best feeling in the entire world. Best.
See, you're doing it, and it's investing the time, and even you don't have to make a huge investment. Energy, time, and a small financial investment. It tells and the universe listens.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I am just like, I'm obsessed with this. I want to rewind for 1 second because there was one thing that I actually wanted to ask. So, and because I think it's important. So you were talking about how, like kind of like free the arms, free the legs.
Yes.
And really this healing process that you kind of take people on as you're working with them. How does all of a sudden the mindset shift around freeing the arms, freeing the legs? Is it how you're coaching them through it? Or is it just like they've been wearing the wrong pieces?
The wrong. Yes.
Okay.
So here's the perfect example with shorts. So most women who I work with in the closet on their edit session, we're editing every category. And I say, do you have any shorts? They say, no. I don't wear shorts. My legs aren't good enough. I say, okay, let's talk about it. They say I haven't worn shorts since I was a child, or, I just don't like them. Okay. I'm like, noted. Great. I end the conversation there so on the pull, I go ahead and pull in beautiful shorts. Obviously, she shows up for her shop day. Usually around the 4th, 5th look, I introduce her to new shorts. Okay. So again, she hasn't worn shorts for years, right? Now it's 2025. The styles are different. It's time. So I introduce her to the shorts. I tell her it's time to wear these shorts. I see her physically react. She's like, no. And she says, and I said, trust the process. She's like, okay. She puts the shorts on. She looks in the mirror with a full look and can't even recognize herself. Like, whose legs are those? There is so much years and years of the dysmorphia are gone. She looks in the mirror and she's like, I look great in these shorts. I look so beautiful. Thank you. And that is the work that I do. It is so powerful. And she now, wears shorts whenever she wants because she can. And it's,
Wow.
and it's not, and again, she could be a size 22. I'm putting her in shorts. She could be a 0. She's wearing shorts. It doesn't matter what size you are. And women also with the arms, they think, my arms aren't, society tells us our arms need to be this big. Again, that's a lie. If we balance your look, no one's focused on your arms but you. And when you feel confident in your full look and you look tall, long, and lean and your posture's back, nobody's looking at your arms. So they're perfect. And you can wear sleeveless tops when it's warm out. There's no reason why you shouldn't free your arms. So that is sort of how I guide and coach them. And then I'm slowly adding more. Like the next season, I work with them that next spring, summer season. They say, Chellie, I loved all those beautiful shorts. We have an edit session to talk through everything. And they say, I want more shorts or I want more sleeveless tops. And I keep helping them slowly. I meet them where they're at and then push them out of their comfort zone with love so that they can feel and look their best no matter what size they are.
Yeah. So you're really like taking people from again, a past version of themselves and their thoughts and this old belief system. Mm-hmm. And you're giving them enough of a push where it feels out of the comfort zone, but not forced. And I love that. It's
a new identity. I like to use the phrase identity too. So a lot of my clients come to me, the majority of my clients come to me, they're not known as stylish people. They've struggled with style. They've struggled with their bodies. We had one client that went viral on Instagram with us, and Jen was known as, she called herself the chubby girl. That was her belief system about herself. And that was what she nicknamed herself. And after working with me, we let that go. She is no longer known as that. She is known as Jen, the stylish, polished boss that she is. Every room she walks into, she's becoming this new identity. And then my clients always are known as this, like, the most stylish girl in the room. And it's their belief system about who they've become in their new identity. And they have to, it's work. They do the work every day by getting dressed to feel this way. So powerful.
Wow. So powerful. So powerful. And even just as you're talking about all these things, of course, I'm relating it to myself because I honestly think that every woman goes through this. We all are going through it because we're all being sold the same story. And then that story also then gets nuanced down to your family and all of that. So, and what the things you've experienced, all your different experiences then nuances down to what else are you working through besides just the story that we are given. And I think that what you're doing, Chellie, is such important work because this keeps us down. If we can't love ourselves in the body that is the vessel for our soul, then we can't step into our most powerful version. And you're helping women to do that.
Exactly. I just got chills. Yes. That's exactly what I'm doing. Mm-hmm.
You are.
Setting them
love
free
that.
Feel, find style that's most authentic to them so that they can shine and go live their best lives and never worry about, am I good enough? Is this outfit good enough? It won't even be a thought that they have anymore.
Yeah.
They're focused on living their best. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we play that comparison game too of am I going to look okay? Or what are people going to think? Yep. And it's I feel like what you're doing is you're just giving, and I feel like I'm using this phrase with you a lot, but I feel like this is what you're doing. It's you're giving people the permission slip to just shine.
Yes. And get dressed every day at night when I go out, I dress for myself. I don't care where I'm going. I don't care who's going to be there. If I feel really good in my outfit, it literally, I could go anywhere and feel safe and confident. And that's my wish for every female.
Wow.
To feel that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like we talk a lot, on this podcast, and even at Spirit and Soul, we talk a lot about manifesting and healing and intentional living. And I feel like I brush up against this topic every now and then, but I think what you've done, Chellie, is you've just brought it to a level where you are empowering women to really step into a different version of themselves, not just from that, like where we're coming from, just like the soul perspective, but you're bringing in that soul and you're saying, now drop into your body and now feel good in your body. And I think that so, I'm so appreciative and grateful that I am in your world to know this. And now all the listeners are in your world because every single one of them needs you in their life in some way.
Yes.
So what are the ways that people can work with you?
So I do my one-on-one. The only way to work with me one-on-one is through my 3-step signature style. And that's the magnetic style method that I've been doing for 5 years. And it's 30 days, 3 sessions for a full transformation. I take you from feeling fine, blending in, to absolutely magnetic in your power. And I come to you no matter where you are in the world. And then you come to my style studio in LA for your shop session. It's really powerful work. So that's my one-on-one, high touch, life-changing. And then I also have this beautiful membership. It's called the Style Society. And every month I send 5 curated style boards directly to your inbox. And these style boards are, back to our conversation. It's less about buy this. It's more about, okay, here's, say wide leg jeans. So many women are like, can I wear wide leg? Can I pull this off? So it's like, I'm showing you how to wear pieces that are new and current. And then you can choose, like, if you like something, you can click on it and buy it. Otherwise, it's giving you inspo to what you already have in your closet. You can screenshot a look and you can go recreate it with what you own. So it's more of this inspo, showing you, new ways to look and feel that you never thought was possible for you, right? Because there's so much confusion out there of online shopping. So I break through it. I vet a lot of the products. So these are products that I'm showing, like I'm wearing personally or I'm giving to my clients. So everything is vetted. And then the best part is every month we do a masterclass. So women from all over the world join this masterclass. It's a style sisterhood where we talk. There's a lot of vulnerability. I review the style boards and I show them, ultimately how to wear the pieces in the style boards. And then they can ask me any questions. So say they bought something last month and they don't know how to style it. Let's talk about it and I can help you. So it's like having me in your back pocket every month for style questions. And so that's the Style Society. And it's only $55 a month. And we have all the recordings if you miss a class. And we have hundreds of women from all over the world joining. And it's my baby. So those are the 2 ways.
Yeah, I'm part of the Style Society and yes. I love it. It is so much fun. I love the calls. And I just love how people were like coming in and they're like, okay, I just got this. How do I wear that? And they were like wearing some of it and you just guide them right through it. And after that, I will tell you, because that one was about the wide leg jeans. Yes. I was like, I had gotten a pair and I wore them. And, yes. I was like, I showed up and I'm like to my sister, I'm like, what do you think? And she's like, 20 something. And I'm like, what do you think? And she's like, oh, I love those jeans. They're so great. I'm like, Chellie.
That makes me so it's showing and it's giving you just a little more confidence, right? And it's investing a little bit of money and time and energy and it pays off. And you're on your own style journey and I'm guiding you wherever you're at to just keep growing and evolving it.
Yeah. Chellie, my goodness. Well, how can everybody follow you on Instagram?
Well, I hang out on the gram. That's my spot. And it's at Chellie Carlson. And it's Chellie with a C. So CHELLIE. Carlson.
So amazing.
And
so amazing. Make sure you're following.
I share a lot of fun things. Follow along.
Yeah. Yeah. So make sure that you guys, and I hope to see you inside the Style Society,
Yes,
everybody. You can join. I'll be on those calls too.
Yes.
I love it so much. And guys, this is such important work. And I know that you got so much out of Chellie's conversation today, kind of taking you through the healing process with style and then the manifesting with style and kind of meeting yourself where you're at. So I just love this conversation so much. Chellie, thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, for your healing, for holding space for so many women. Like you're doing such important work. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, guys, listen, we want to hear from you. So make sure that you are asking us questions in the DMs. Yep. I will shoot any of your questions over to Chellie, or you can just reach out to her on your own. And let us know how this hit you, how this really feels. Allow this episode to really land in your body. And how are you going to start showing up as the future version of you, the version of you that you are manifesting? I can't wait to cheer you on. I know Chellie can't wait to cheer you on. So, make sure you're DMing us at Spirit and Soul Studio and at Chellie Carlson. And we will see you on the next episode of the Spirit and Soul podcast.